Hi there, Kasama Lee here, your community realtor. So, what is the housing market forecast for 2021? Wouldn't you like to know? Well, you want to keep watching this video. So it has been a wild ride that started since the pandemic started in 2020. We are now just barely tiptoeing into the first quarter of 2021, and it's gotten even wilder, if you can even imagine that. And this is coming from somebody who's a real estate agent who is watching the market going like this on a daily basis, sometimes on an hour-by-hour basis, serving families who are looking to buy and families who are selling in this market. It's been quite a wild ride. So here are some tips that I want to leave with you, along with my personal forecast, what I think is happening in 2021, especially in our local Northern California Bay Area market. I hope you're ready. So first of all, Realtor.com has always produced every month a data of what's happening now compared to what was happening a year ago. So here's the data that you can see that inventory, which is basically homes that are for sale on the market, is basically down all over the country. So when I'm talking to a client and they're talking about their specific city or their county and their area, I'm basically telling them this is happening in the whole nation right now. I also am in conversations and in specific networks of real estate agents, various networks of real estate agents around the country and around the world. And these are, we're the actively producing real estate agents, so the dialogue are very live, very current of what's happening in their local market. And in a nutshell, we all are struggling to trying to find homes for our clients if we're representing buyers to be able to submit offers. So for every home, there are single digits in some market, double digits in many market of offers for every single home that comes on the market, regardless, I hope you heard me, regardless of the condition of the property. So based on Realtor.com current statistic, nationally, we are 42.6% down in available inventory listings that are on the market. There's a major shortage of homes available for each buyer on the market compared to a year ago. Now, let's talk about California. The whole state of California, northern and southern. I am in the Northern California, serving the Bay Area market, which is several counties, Napa, Solano, Contra Costa, Alameda. So in California market, inventory is down by 36.6% compared to 12 months ago, same time last year. This is happening everywhere. So you wonder what is going to be happening with the market if it's like this. Are we going to have a crash? I'm sure you've heard that, right? People are speculating and are getting anxious about what's happening in the market, okay? So I want to give you a couple of fundamental reasons based on my experience, because I was there at the last crash. And it was not pretty, right? If you remember it. I mean, I served many families that were short selling their homes, and there were many REOs, which stands for real estate owned banks. So banks took properties back because the owner could not continue to make the payments, which leads me to the first reason we are not, I repeat, in the same condition, the market condition as we were in 2005, 2006, which resulted in the crash, and we were experiencing homes coming back on the market in 2010, 2011 at a very low under market value because banks were releasing them out. Here's what is not happening that was happening back then. Back then, if you remember, many of the homeowners who lost their homes, they were able to get the home with a loan that is called NEGAM, negative amortization, which means they went in with zero down payment and their loan was actually higher than the actual purchase price Nothing was out of pocket. But what happened was, after a couple of years, that, beautiful, appealing, low interest rate spiked. So it would either double, in many cases triple their monthly mortgage. So let's say their mortgage payment was a really low entry to be able to buy a home. And their mortgage was this sweet $2,000, $2,500 a month. A lot of these homeowners didn't realize was that it was spiking up. I mean, it adjusted from 1 month to the next after 2 years, for example, to double. So it went from, so imagine if you were making $2,500 a month mortgage, beautiful, sweet, right? And the next mortgage statement came and it said, effective immediately, your mortgage now will be adjusted to $5,000 a month, double. And you're like, oh, most people were not ready for that, okay? So this caused chaos, financial chaos in most families, and many of the families as a result ended up having to walk away from the homes because they could no longer afford that home that they had been living in for the first 2 years with that negative amortization rate. That was prevalent and it was happening all over the country in 2005, 2006, and the prices of the homes were just going up, skyrocketing without the right type of financing behind it. That was the part that really took a lot of people out. Well, many of those lenders that originated, that had those negative amortization loans, many of them are no longer in business. They have gone. They basically went bankrupt and are no longer in business, which also, a lot of the lenders regulatory basically stepped in, and those loans don't exist anymore. You cannot get those loans anymore, where it would surprise people and they end up doubling or tripling their mortgage from 1 month to the next after that initial term is up. So the main cause of that crash was because it was not sustainable. The financing was not sustainable. We don't have those loans anymore. So now we're talking about the FHAs and the VAs and the conventional loans, what we've always known. That's what the financing vehicles for buyers right now are. So we've learned from that experience. Now, yes, the prices have been increasing, like mind-blowing increasing. It's a beautiful, sweet thing right now for you to be the seller. So if you're the seller, much love to you, because I'm sure you feel a lot of love too. So if you are selling your home, it's a beautiful time to be selling, and you are in a sweet spot because there are buyers out there waiting for your home to come on the market. I actually get texts and emails and phone calls when I would announce that I have a property that is coming soon on the market. They want to go in and see it right now, and I'm like, no, you can't, because my client's not ready. Okay. So that is happening. I think the one thing that you want to remember is this desirable shortage of inventory is not going to last forever. We're just in the first quarter of the year. Statistically speaking, in real estate, summer is the peak season where there's a lot of inventories, there's a lot of buyers, schools are out, people are moving, and so on and so forth. So if you have had a thought about selling your home, don't wait. Do whatever you can to get your house on the market so you could be one of those desirable properties that a lot of buyers are desiring to submit an offer, really strong and great offers too. Be ready and get your house ready to go on the market as soon as you possibly can. Talk to your realtor and have your realtor do the walkthrough and get the house up and running and ready to go. The second reason what's happening right now is not the same as what was happening when we had the last crash, was because there is some regulation around how the property gets appraised. The appraisal is no longer conducted in the same way. The buyer's agent can actually have direct communication with the appraiser, and appraisers can be selected. Like, you can actually choose and put a request for a certain appraiser, which is an individual who is certified to appraise the value of the property. The appraised values of homes were kind of muddy, if we could put it that way. Now, as a result of that crash, the way it is now is that the buyer's agent is not allowed to have any direct communication with the appraiser. They cannot choose, they cannot handpick the appraiser. It cannot be done that way. Whichever appraisal company the lender is working with, that's where the appraiser is going to come from. It's not up to the buyer's agent. It's not up to the seller's agent. It's not up to the buyer to pick which appraiser is going to be out there conducting the appraisal. That's another huge piece. I want you to know that I personally don't feel that we're heading towards a crash. There are a lot of safety measures that were not there the last time, and fortunately we've learned from that. And even the national economists, various experts have done studies, have talked about this, have written about this, that we are not heading towards a crash. We're just low in inventory, as I mentioned from the beginning, and that's where we are today. So if you have had a thought about selling a home, why don't you add your home into that shortage statistics that we have? And I can promise you, you're gonna get so much love. Talk to your local real estate agent, get your ducks in a row, and get your home on the market. I hope this has been helpful to you. Thank you for watching. This is Kasama Lee, your community realtor, serving multiple counties in the Northern California Bay Area. Thank you for watching. Now, if you are thinking, well, I have to sell a home, but I have to move into another home, which means you're going to be a buyer, one of the buyers of those homes that are, with multiple offers, right? So now you're flipped to the other side of it. I would highly recommend that you watch this video. It breaks it down a little bit about various options that you may have about how you might be able to sell and buy at the same time during this interesting time that we're in. Thank you for watching.